get use. You get use?
Yes, sir. I get use.
When I listen to say I'll do and come to the program where use. The program where they make you know different way they happy all about the country. Only within another country then. And so now they watch the program and you want to take part in the program. Chance for the phone for take part in the program. As for one within another country then, once one self for take part, just like other in country where they watch the program, we get the same chance for take part in the program we use.
And the only way where that could be, now watch the program like how folks say. The number where you see on television on as 076 or 031 812174. Send it text or WhatsApp message. Go read inside the program.
And it will be your voice.
My voice.
Inside the program, I will not say the Minister for Internal Affairs in the country, Lengo, will be update but security situation na Yenga village, Kailaun district, that chamot with the between Saloon and the Guinea. And itself the ABN pass Mark Railway still the Bogon, don't Nakanaka Sambagota. How we look like Unagonona the program. Self the slap them within a Kishiro that is a part inside Freetown, don't turn like a trap for 10 person go or don't if you don't take 10. Where you taking 10 go fenot, but the Freetown to Lunge ferry service will go up and down every day. And how people they say what they say what they say from when they use that ferry day. Self other fire wall again, no other fire wall, but this time now Wallace Johnson Street around bus station at the central party inside Freetown, who say over 18 hosts don't burn down. People don't turn this place. Waiting we fell not una go know. Always here wait I tell you so plus other one they na the line up I know into about it all day na the program we use. But make I tell you one thing, if you want for take part of the program with yourself your story, I say waiting they happen in your area. Where you want for see now where you use television screen. Pick them, snap what's in the happy in the area outside you go. Not to Congo so send them. Snap them, where they snap them, turn the phone so, slant and this way. Not put and get up like where they answer telephone call or slant and so we'll get them fine, we go flop the screen. Pick them, send them to win away you so go get her, we go edit them, we go process them for you. The number for sending that you video clip now 088 077 042. Pick a one time more. I say send video clip of waiting the happy in your area we want for see now we use. The number for do that now 088 077 042. Who will represent the program? Me and Kona.
And what's our
Raymond Fox na my name. Well, they can take a break after which will continue the program we use.
Your bank along with you everywhere you go. No need to stress when you don't have cash on you. With Million FLCB Visa debit card, you're able to access your money, pay for goods and services, shop and send money online via ATM and POS devices in Sierra Leone and worldwide. It is convenient, secure and easy. SLCB, delivering value.
Welcome back. And so we start the program. Well, we will begin with the first one. As the Minister of Internal Affairs, Lengo, don't talk to Wales on the recent security updates na Yenga village, Kailaun district, between the jam-up where they between Saloon and Guinea for particular location where then right now they are about for settle. Well, during the meal, it's more.
Lengo, not the Minister of Internal Affairs. Well, we all know about Yenga issue now, Sierra Leone, and not strange to we. But what's new is that the ECOWAS Commission, well, the head of authority of ECOWAS, where His Excellency the President and chair, then decide to say ECOWAS for coming and resolve the issue between we and Guinea peacefully. So they set the team, and that team they become Sierra Leone. I've been therefore accompany them for let them go Kwendu, because I've been there for facilitate their movement and also ensure that they get unhindered access to information, people, and any places that they want to go. So we go Kwendu, then talk to the stakeholders, then talk to the displaced people where they we from Yenga, and about 400 and something people. So we've been one for go Yenga because then things say easy, it much easier for go Yenga from Kwendu. They not get for cross the river. But then initially when we were on the ground, the Guinean contingent commander we been say ain't go allow them for let them go. But in the last minute, we did Pengu Bengu when I guess the border between Yenga and Sierra Leone, they change their mind. Okay. And that's what they've been doing most of the time. Okay. So the mission being observe Yenga from Pengu Bengu, and we also go Sokoma, then watch, then see Yenga and Guinea Nongoa from there. So they don't conclude that, then visit to Sierra Leone, they don't go back, then they go do their report where they go submit them to the head of state of ECOWAS.
Okay, some time back we heard them say alleged he fire gunshots on that area then from the Guinean then. I want to know if any Sierra security the force then did it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely the Salon force and we military and the police, then they na Pengu Bengu, and then they also they na Sokoma, where like it surround that Yenga part. Yes, not true say them fire gun, but that have been the following day, early morning of Saturday, 2 a.m., where then say the Guinean forces doing fire, small arms fire, but then where we commander, military commander na Kwendu ask the encounter partner Yenga, then talks in a misfire. Well, no say not too true. I mean, then just make down the as a sort of cover story, because sometimes they don't do that before, then go and really for intimidate the people then. So not that been happen. I just want to say me self come up from that part today with people and they don't tell we say they don't want war, they want let us see how we go resolve this issue quickly. But even though they try the Guineans, then they create challenges and difficulties, but nonetheless we will continue, because people don't taste the bitterness of war and they don't want to go back to that. We hope to say by the grace of God ECOWAS will able to resolve this issue, and that make them not come in now, and we will continue for engage them. But if you know within the self we get other options, we like for go court, litigation and all that thing in the, but we don't want to go down that lane yet until we see what thing ECOWAS could do. I get one for tell them let them be patient. You know, say diplomacy all over the world is not easy. A really challenging, it can be difficult, it's strenuous, but at the end of the day, we will win, and are the best. Because whatever happens, people then go to war, we don't see. At the end of the day, pass them go on a table, then go talk. So why we not go do that now? We want fight, and where lives could be lost, you know, properties could be destroyed, houses where it will be very difficult for bring back or for do them back. So let we bear, let we work on the diplomatic path, let we make sure that we people in Yenga get freedom forever.
I want to hear so na so the situation they carry on over there na Yenga village around this street that village amount with between Saloon and Guinea, but who da get Yenga, who da no get Yenga. The ABM pass market we still a bogon don't nyaka disamba got to the western party side Freetown. How we look like when we come in Abubakar Kamago Felot, you bring with TC.
Got one of the so we got it don't cause a lot of problem now. Don't cause a lot of problem. Even the side the take worker outside on go, don't cause. Even the water way to flow, they affect 2 million. The water they flow up, they go inside the room there. The flow they go pass where the water go down. We will build the water from the room to the outside. So the gutter really extremely. Now what me get for say for the gutter, they make help. Let the government help me. Let them make this gutter. If they give you free, let them free and then the gutter look tight. And we water the flow. Quick water don't flow inside the way. They flow up inside the room. They always all the sleep. They soak Bokuti, they pour Bokuti. You know, some certain they don't water church and no more, they don't pour it.
Really streamful. You know, they show any benefits as well. As a community, big community, we got a lot of rich guys around this place, and that kind of thing that happen in the community. Most especially for the young people, they know the past year. Every day they go to school. Even we self, actually when we in the camp, you know, can be pass. Now, pass go round at the other streets because the guts are them so choked up with water, enough water. As you can see, the guts are now, they don't dig up. In beginning, now they use, now all they use. And this is not showing any decency at all. What's me get for say no more? Not to odd thing with the citizens in this country, for watch to government. We all are people in the community, we're capable of doing this kind of work. Apart from government, let's start government, don't forget about government. We are in the community now for we own better and we own safety. So I just want to say, if Papa government able help we, at least we are in the community, we come together as one, so we can able make this gutter for beginning and for we self benefits.
Well, from Yenga, people them wake up around the Kisi Road, same way so even the one themselves where they use that side there, there is concern over the slab them say them damaged part one, and then they call for immediate action from people them concerned. Well, we own in turn when Elizabeth Mullen say being reached at the scene and send this for you.
Kisi Road na one pan the busy road them na Freetown where people they use all time. But this BNTM, people they wait up around that area day, don't they complain for sake of the kind of a bad way where the slab then don't open and broke na the road. Abdul Kamara, now one person where they use that road the all time, and he talk say this particular thing don't really torment them, more like a net when they work on top the slabia.
They affect people greatly because, for example, this people were planted for them like zero, the broken food. Then I get the south side, the man get in compound, in border and web. They don't die, if it's broke in food. A deformity dies, so they work a fine. Possibly, now say so they appeal to government for letting make them slab there, especially along this Kisi Road more.
Fina Kamara safe we can go do business na that part they explain how it be done broke in footpan then damage slab then they where they along the side where then they waka.
So you can net it can be more. You can mean a net at the same. But what should and I go sorry for mortal man because then before the slab they're not fine. They're not fine at all. Do there with the big Papa government let them put help for we for them slab also. People then they strain, people then they wound. One back if for don't pass them point foot we broke. I mean I talk no day. You see the mark? Pass it wall missing for 1 month.
Aisata Jallo safe now one business woman we talk say plenty time people can for them inside the gutter them inside them slabia so door open and say we so buck foot pan the one them we don't broke.
Care for the local cancer so que campo na people be for na all day. But to carry the first for pass, you can go inside gutter. Only na so the good gutter na people be for na the place.
People them wait up na the area and the one the way they do business, they call on government and SLRSA for make them go and fix the area them, who side them slabia so don't come out, and the one then safe way don't broke for let them go fix them. As na they people they use aside for waka, so that then go tap for waka na the main highway usai motor.
Na so it look like who that concern do ya? When I put system in place for make person no go lost in life because of the kind of a slot and they will just open so just like that. Well, where you been taking time go all the way for go find out how the Freetown to Lunge ferry service they operate and how people they don't cry, but the safe one where they use that ferry day we don't tangish now. Well, I dey look like we in turn Abraham got to go pin this story can for we.
At around 7 to 8 o'clock Monday evening time, fire be catch na Wallace Johnson Street near bus stop Central Freetown. But
according to reports where we get, tension don grab between the passengers and the management of the ferry terminal, where the passenger then say the ferry in condition don come out bad, and also the pan dem dey leak where they come. The manager talk say then they on the process for make the ferry. One part the passenger them na the ferry when the Mohammed Conte talk say the ferry in pan dem dey leak, and also talk say where everything can come, the ferry can fasten at the water because them find out say the ferry no get break.
During the season, especially in the season time, when rain come, the ferry dey leak, and two, the safety. Sometimes when every rain come, it block, it sea, and the middle of the sea before we wish.
Other passenger when Amnata Darami same way so talk say and they use the ferry every day, and when rain can come, the breeze they bring the water and come inside the ferry, so it they call on the government for bring more tarpaulin than for cover the side of the ferry.
The only challenges is that the way they can weigh heavy, the way they can breeze, the water, so the water they can inside plenty and the people like usually soak.
You already know before, now the Freetown ferry terminal talk say then they on the maintenance on the ferry, and the same also talk about the safety of the passengers, where in talk say they don't put security measures them for protect the passengers and then property them.
Because it's evidently clear that there is nothing like leakage. I'm not saying that when it is raining, the wind, there is certain situation, the wind will come out, bring on board some form of water within the ferry. Lots of
Mr. Joseph continue to say the process they on for maintain the ferry, but most them pass where we can call engineers them, all the way from overseas, and now we can pay for them visa fees and other things because we not get ferry engineers in our country.
Throughout this country, there is no garage for ferries, so we find things very difficult. Even minor parts, if it's got like 40 on a ferry, we have to do order.
Mr. Joseph continue for say the process they on for maintain the ferry, but most them pass where we can call engineers them all the way from overseas, and now we can pay for them visa fees and other things them because we not get ferry engineers in our country. For where use Abraham Goto the report.
Well, for Meanda, this is one sad one as fire been catch and burned down over 18 of them now will just street along bus station where then people in Yasu now they get tight for time. We own in town also Teresa Keto, English Day and send this for you.
Born, including people them with disability. Where used to go na the place forget at this news. Ibrahim Sherif, one part the people then were affected say the fire be catch as a result of bad lights, and at this it be say.
The blues, it's fire. The time they want for can fast too heavy. How long suffocate to smoke? Get picking, get another, get family who they live. Over with 12 members of media, of Soja team who they live. The rooms are all gone. Nobody maybe one. Every one of we who is in this only to get present and do it. So we don't get no way like just sit down in the place. We go look up to God.
Aisha Kuroma, one part the victim them with water na eye talk but them picking them we just sit MPSC we lost boku of them land book material them na the fire and na this it be hard.
I began inside house of Jesus. I can make that fun with him. I get at the all and then come. I don't know why God used me in that moment. Before I between soak, I tell him woman I am with white fire. I don't see that opposite fire. The person I say now this woman now where can now smoke. It can break it. So come some smoke flop at the parlor. We look up to the government to help me with any surrogate NGO.
We use be continue for talk to other victims they were affected. Kelfala Kaba, the vice chairman for the House of Jesus, disabled them. Be talk but the wheelchair themselves will be born na the fire and na this it be say.
The entire membership of House of Jesus, we involved in this fire incident here. So do you?
But no casualty like death no happen now?
No death, no injured, no take place. That one day we tell God thank you.
Right, so roughly almost people are affected at the House of Jesus.
The House of Jesus, the people if we affect, we really the place born up to 15 or 14 rooms them. We born the name for put single of pain at the room. But yesterday we still not do to picking them on the rain.
Henry Jaka, the regional officer for the National Disaster Management Agency, tell us to the victim them and talk says some of them thing we can be the government can try and safe then can partner with other Soriat organization them and at this it be continue for talk.
Like where it happen and we see say most of them people they are so way affected that people that we physically challenged and we get other Soriat body the way we say where them people are so their matter can come up they can come up fast. So this come okay so today we can of course yesterday we don't come we see the fire we deal with fire first day them put out the fire. Today we don't come also for register una, right? For register una and take the information then back, go to the office to bust them. Then go look and pass them out to other Soriat body there and send them to government. If there is anything we go get for Camden, then we will come back to now. So after we do this registration, we go allow our patients and let us cooperate with we.
For we use, Teresa Keto, the report.
Well, na so it be that fire accident. We know say fire na good servants, na bad servants. When it's on by you can do everything for push your life will be and the principle probably will give them solace. Fishing na one way people then can able pan for push their everyday to their life go before. And the fishing business na the many work people then na Mama Beach able pan for push their everyday to their whole life where they live. Na that side they win na the Freetown Peninsula area, as all that they be, the one day they go fishing, the one day they go up and not for sell the fish chef again. This be intent, don't blow their mind to where you say it's kind of for them when they go and see now better fish not they out for push life go before 9 double pan. Well, I be look like for the one day where they go fishing and do fish business na Mama Beach. Well, we internally reporter Donald Mark Bonga being go fend out all the way na Mama Beach when he come that the story this way bring come.
This na Mama Beach, where they inside Freetown Peninsula. And fishing not just any kind of thing where people and they do. Now their way of life and now way how then they use for survive na the community where everybody where they na the place they able for do. The fisherman them and the fisherman them they worry because the recent shutting of the fish them after where the government be don't open the sea for make them go na sea and fishing.
Now the fishing now turn out from the toilet lock now the fishing and not the right for you, not fine for you, till it's stronger for you, nice warfare, not the person who is not as much money it's nothing. This fish the fish itself, but trying to people to try.
Well, fishing or the fishing one away. From what I love the sea, what I hope just the fishing one away. Not the fishing, not the catch.
me man way they are not get whether they support me, both way they support me. For the fishing way to ramp and I met and left, I don't put her up. Because fishing no day, it's all they're not lucky to see, they see allow me to level, but what they're lucky to see, they're open. Nothing. So they're not be lucky to fishing. But when they be luck, now when they don't have luck, now fishing now they gain, with a strain right now, school not open. Now, I'm because like I said, I want the man, I want the woman on this. So right now, school not open, right now, government don't have it, what they don't have luck, so fishing now they gain, with a strain, with a punish.
Well, the fish woman and the fishman them they say this not only they affects them the way where they live, but it affects them picking them where they go school because it make them not able to forget the right money or resources for make the picking them start the new academic year. As the fish woman and the fisherman then they struggle and then they hope say things go get better one day. They also they hope say the way out and they live go change one day because they only depend on the wharf and how then they get fish and other things them from the sea because that's go able make them get a better future for them picking them tomorrow Bambai.
Well, from Yenga, Kumbra and school picking them, they call on the attention of government for make them watch inside the teacher them concern and constrain at the country before school they open. Well, we are in town we now Memuna to Conte being rich na street to people them na this them we get for tell them.
The Conference of Principal for Secondary School, together with the National Council for Health Teacher them na the country, don't talk say the dates where the government of Salon through the Ministry for Education Business be don pull na do say school go open this year September 8th. Then say they not think say this time year so go right fine one no as small delay get for B. Concerning then complain where governments not looking to it. For sake of this, Kumbra them and school picking them, they call on stakeholders them by education business at the country for me they listen to the teacher them cry as they're not gladdy, but that.
I know they feel too good where they can't see how they need to pay teacher. The school they about to open now. And Papa government, I want they go to consider the teacher there. The money where they pay the minister there, the Boku. And because before he come minister, na teacher na him teach. Before he come lawyer, na teacher na him teach you. So they beg Papa government go to consider the teachers there. Teachers are very, very important people.
You know what's especially when they don't eager go start new academic year. Then they can't talk to school not open because teachers and they strike this out for their salary. They know what the tell of the beginning. And if they can't delay, say when school for open, that rush back, try for make the syllabus, squeeze the beginning for study. They're not gonna do well this time.
Ali Bajalo, now one pan the school picking them go for start this academic year. It been same way to talk say they're not gladdy with the situation and they call on the government for me to settle this matter one time.
I'm not going to feel happy because the teachers where they go there, we all feel sad because the students we not feel happy because all the students because they go school and they interact, learn, gain more. Because if we not go school with the strain, they struggle because education is the key to success. Then if the government will pay the teachers there because the teachers and themselves na parents just like real parents there.
Kumbra them and school picking them hope say governments go settle the concern of the teacher them so that this delay no go happen. Well, Sote go up to our back as the Ministry for Book Learning Business go look inside the teacher them constrain, find one so that picking themselves go begin go school this academic year when September 8th. Memuna to Conte na him put this report together when Nandewa Tagonka read na studio.
Pauline last word. Heavy rain and Pacific rain water still they both go on different parts all about the country. And Tanina village na both this street and other side where the heavy rain and Pacific water we still they both go on don't broke plenty host at that part today. Well they live at Wonka just come on at that village and about this street that the story is.
Chiaka Jacob. Yeah, me na town chief na Tanina.
Okay, this
Mauja section.
Okay, this Tanina, what did happen from yesterday to today?
Yesterday around 4 o'clock, na the rain begin come.
Okay.
we begin see the rain down from the Seje, we get the river we get now Seje. That time it don't begin come up.
Okay.
Around the 5:30 to 7 o'clock at night. Now they will see now the water don't come the turn. By that time now, before we remember, then 11 o'clock in the night, now they flooding take to Winaya.
Okay.
So Boku house end up broke now hand.
Okay.
So we don't work out this morning. We say for I grab now take the youth man then.
Yes, sir.
They put the people then at the host.
Yes, sir.
They send the picky them up yonder.
Okay.
But normally water not go then.
Okay.
From there we don't take but Boku thing don't lost now hand.
Okay.
The animal then the boat then Boku thing the host they don't spoil.
Okay.
So now that we don't happen to Winaya.
Okay.
Yeah. So we say now they I be don't call Wuna Boku people then for let them can you know so the thing don't happen to Winaya.
Okay, thank you very much. What did happen? We lost any life for this flood here?
No, more time not died.
Okay, so but property then go.
Property don't lost, Boku animals they don't lost in our hand. Water don't go with them. Boku things they will don't lost. Boku house don't broke. Cry to the government. What you want let them do for let them help we. What don't happen to Winaya because if it don't happen 1, 2 times before they be say then they help we. Government for help we for let build another places then for let transfer na.
Okay.
If they be if it take Winaya with them so we some side we don't go brush that side there, but no we get PD material.
Okay.
So now that make we don't go but then all Zembac we don't be with the manage there. But for now we want let government do that work for let do that help for we let we come on at this area let we go up.
Okay.
We get land and let them send we up here let we come on and let government help we and let we go up here and let we go build house and because yeah you know finally we dey now because the life you don't risky now.
Yeah.
The house all don't prepare now. We don't go able manage it again.
At all.
Well, na so beyanda, people say we so we tap na Ribi village and Mayamba district. They call on the attention of governments and other good organizations them for make them go waka na them village. As plenty thing where they mourn at them like one big massive where they about to happen. For make tomorrow we never say if we know. Well, we own any Koka, we wish na this community and send the story for we.
Ribi na biwa happy village. Where they na Mayamba district. But now, because of Boku flooding and Boku sansan where God give them, don't make the village dump well. The village are the greatest enemy, not to the one where they outside, but na the nature self where God give them, when na Boku water and sansan. Any year, where they gain the candom, it they cause flooding, where they make, then small host where they don't build the go. The Alpha farmland then they pull, and they make Boku family life left way open all day again. Waiting the only left for people them, now the Boku sansan and waiting the water don't pull, where they make like the village look like say na cost then get. Now the village not feel like anything again we find for live like. It don't look like graveyard. Boku broke house then, empty wall, and don't make the people there not get up again. I've been talked to the community woman leader. Whether Adama contest say this problem when they again at the community, they make they live inside fear.
We get Boku challenge the whole one now village. One we get water, find water for drink. 2, the school is not better again. 1 for repair, we will not get. We not get better teachers then.
As the Edma be the talk, in voice be the sound pain, where say they don't tire with this kind problem. Now because of poverty, this will continue for happen to them any year.
They face a lot of constraints and one during the rainy season they experience flooding or something they take over the village. They broke some houses then and if you go around the village, they see some who's the wooden broke. Even me, they now they talk to you. The water broke the hose. This recently, one of the cousin back the hose broke. So down the more away.
One big man at the community with bitter and skanga voice say the village they go down small because of this problem. We know they ask for Boku expensive life. We dey ask for the little thing the way community forgets. Like clean water, hospital, school, and may they also help we for fight this flooding where they make life they go any year for make the village not destroy completely. For we use me na Eneta Koka wake out this story too.
You see the watch the program we use na SLBC television channel 31 right now broadcasting house in England. Now they can take a break, after which we will continue the second half of the program we use. When I listen to say come up for the second time to the program we use, I remember you say, do you where something they happen in your area, you know, say in newsworthy, you say for see on television or SLBC with voice, you say for voice, take your phone, record what you see they happen in your area, outside you go, slant the phone so, not on an upright like how you can turn phone for make call, slant and so, video and fine, send them to win a SLBC we use. We go edit them. You must see them with waiting you don't see. The number for send that video clip of waiting to happen in your area or outside you go. Now 088 077 042 for send them. Pick them again. I say what you video we want for see na SLBC television and the program we use. Send them. We don't video them. Now 088 077 042. We continue the program as now we make una know say we get one passport now, you know say we use to make una know say we find property okay send passport. The person when the holder of this passport na Jamal Yusuf Mohammed Sisi. I say we don't know this your man Jamal Yusuf Mohammed Sisi na salon man, a 40-year-old man wait up in this country here so. We don't lose your passport, we don't fail your passport. Nothing you know, Gui, Araga can take your passport. Jamal Yusuf Mohammed Sisi, Salomon, all 40 years, look, we don't fail your passport. And I say for Kapuka, answer to other question. Other information there, so go and go announce, so many people they know. No, please commodity. Jamal Yusuf Mohammed Sisi, you lost your passport. The passport then we use this now we don't keep it for you. Okay. 40-year-old man. Uda Sabian. Tell Jamal.
Okay, I think so we'll go before the rest of the program. We got for read small message. We don't come inside but we will go now first this way we there right now. As this now married and us wala baby na Congo tongue is still on now as I talk to her. So well for no more waiting happening at this place so because according to the report I see where each day the people they say man tapped on me, but for fair not more, make me join you in my Sebu as we reach the same and send this for me.
We don't see woman then they married, and when they married, the man not able for take them at their own house because they not get her. Then they go directly to the woman them house. And some man nowadays now some of them they married because the woman gets property. And this now one way upon na Congo town. This man named David from Nigeria. We don't know his surname, but people in they call him David. And this way bring we come na this community. Now the Allah sonko will be here some time back see one woman will die by the name of Fatmata Traore we una the see in picture so married to this man here with all today together so and this woman after some time pass away. Less than 1 year the man go married another woman we bring Allah come, but according to the family from when this them pikin die the sister die they don't make no palaver with the man they allow her. And then from there when this woman die they still just take an out say na brother or na son-in-law, but according to them time we don't come now where the woman will die in property them up to now they not see nothing, but we try for go inside and investigate for know what na the issue what make ala day between Mr. David and in-laws them. One by the people that we talk to na Aja Buara Kano, he tell we first about this land, how they manage forget this land, and when he talk na this NBC.
When my man die they can't ship the property and me I be young that take the property back that give me mates I say let keep on
and now almost be married
now we 5. But now we 4 been at the house. The one been come out.
Okay.
Now we left 4.
This man, what's his name? Name
Alaji Traore. They did at this country now the Hausa chief and South Street. But they can share this property now. They give me the paper. But this me mate, he like me. I made me pikin.
You pikin before he die. He be married, he be show you man?
He get this man, he go show we. 1 week time, they say that they married. Now he said, I go tell me. That's the way it's not bad. I not see the man, then they married tomorrow, today now Asia. Where they go now, house, then go bye-bye.
Where David married you pikin? Who side David carry in West go?
He say no, now in West face and can I house.
So the woman and bring the man can your house?
Yes.
The man no care the woman go na your house?
No. Now bring am.
Who side you sit down so?
Who side sit down so? And then they up. We don't can make the 40 day. And then, now I say, I say this thing, I don't try call meeting. You pick it and then I say, let out sit down done. Now they say no. I say alright. Now then call the man, the boy picking and say now mountain court. Now he call and say, look, we go up with Malabilo. Then go show the property.
That you begin property there?
Yes. Well, don't go up. The man say, in the morning for him, in wife. Then people they say, no, we not dey care and go. If in a chair he left, we want no say na this chair he left. If in a table he left, we want no say na so we woman die, or man die in property, family for Siam, for tomorrow. That man no agree.
So this man we can married, we can tap to the woman?
Yes.
Now in the tower so?
Now in the tower.
So take to this present time.
Take today.
When we dig more, we find out say Mr. David and Madam Fatmata, they're not born picking at all. And David meet up say the woman we don't acquire all the things they are waiting up so today. And then now it is fet for the property. Woman and bland fet for man property, not to man the fet for woman property. But today salon now man the fet for woman property. For we use me na Michael Thomas Jan the separate report right inside sweet corner na Congo town.
Well, for balance history, as we plan for you now, second version, we will talk to the man for me to get the full story. As we were in a gentry where they care all man go before, and the mama hospital for all the hospital the inside capital city, Freetown and Connaught Hospital. Well, we report a go friend story about Connaught Hospital now in this.
Continue for take care of una so that una go get the healing we una need.
For support people wey sick na good thing according to the word of God. Now for sake of this make the chief executive officer for the Dells Enterprises, Donald Ekudayo Sawyer, and his staff them go give some gifts to patients them at the Connaught Hospital for mark in 60-year birthday and self put smile na the face of patient them will be then at the hospital. Inside in talk, CEO Donald Sawyer say for give back to the hospital na something we always can do, especially for marking birthday, and same way so encourage other people them for do them kind good thing here we go help other salon people them.
It's just a charity. It's just a charity. When you don't reach a certain age, you always want for help because people and the way they out there, they don't get people them around them. I meet one or two in the world, they will call me where I don't decide for left money or they give them food every morning. Nothing with it in me, you understand? Not only sick people, I they help people them. Before then, I they kind of this hospital, I they work out and check. Waiting do you? I assist. I know we'll just grab and just go give people an assist where they're well to do. But the people in here, some of them they suffer.
For CEO Donnelly, they look forward for the hospital. Inside other thing them, they go benefit the hospital and save patients them working there all time.
I thought I'm fit say the sick people themselves were there and they for celebrate with me. So I decided for come over and celebrate with them. And I'm not just can't celebrate. At my 60th, I don't say I will take 1 or 2 words where I go forward. Do properly and they check on them and try for see and get good sanitation. And 1 or 2 people that will get in needs for help, I can able for help. At least when God help you, you get to help the one that really dumb. I always wish for help people that really dumb, not to the one that really up. I always like for celebrate with the people that down, not to the people that up.
For we use Abdul Kabir the reports.
Well, the YWCA Vocational Institutes organize cooking exam for the final year hotel management students. Them was make we say they instead to contribute inside human capacity drive in the country. Well, I will reach there and send this one now.
My name is Esatu Istena Fili. I'm the coordinator of the evening classes. Then I'm the head of department for KT students. These are the diploma students. They get their final year exam. But at the end of them 2 courses, NCTV we asked that we do practical exam and theory. We can go for the mark for the examination. So today now 2 days program on the first day this where they make different type of food from starter, main dish and dessert. Now they wanna see so they don't present. The performance very good because for make you teach students, then you allow and make incessive do them. It shows say what you teach them, they able to understand and able to do them. And now we talk about skill work. When they say skill work, we teach the students, demonstrate to an incessive for able to do them for himself. So like today, myself proud of them. We assist with them, I teach them, they're able to do them. Well, I want to say thank you to the people that really help the YWCA for making it grow, especially with old girls that will get both home and abroad. They can support me with equipment then they can even help me with the students then for give them scholarship for make them make the institute go to a higher height. And we also get this Violet Love Foundation where themselves can come in for boost me up with the equipment that we see so with them name the label Violet Love Foundation. They can help we greatly. Then they bring different equipment and not even for the KT department, the other departments, the arts and craft department, the hairdressing department, the tailoring department, the computer room. They can help me with different equipment and for me the institute to go. So tell them boku thank you for that. Everybody gets placed now YWCA. You go school or you not go school or what's now cause you one can do.
Adam Aponte from YWCA management. Now we final exam we do, final practical. Now we only do as now we see different food there. We already also prepare different food there for the best level guys. So it's like for sure say we learn, we get an experience from waiting we come from at the YWCA institutions. So the impact for them put in we now we don't implement for sure they say we understand and not be sabi for make painting there before, but when I can YWCA, they're able to teach me and I'm able to do it now on my own.
So after this course, what do you plan for do?
Well, after this course, I get plan for go work. If I get a very big hotel, I want to go out for go implement me idea. Now I want to encourage me come to young girls them who we they out. Some of who don't born out of wedlock, some of who they go school. Now don't born, now they feel say everything is over. Everything is over, you know over. Come now the YWCA, you are welcome. Whether you go school or you not go school there, get open-handed for welcome you for come learn and so that you will stand by yourself.
And also you must watch all the if you watch on the zoo. Well, okay, you're the program go before. One organization with that Jamil and Yenga Jawad Foundation don't make ajo to woman them we not get picky. So woman them with them and we don't die, but they get picky there when they go school as school go open anytime from now. Well, I mean that's as I say, go for not. How this ajo be like in the story.
My name is John Kingsley Ambasu, and I'm the program's assistant for Jamil and Yenga Jawad Foundation. So today we gather we do them now 8 communities where we operate. We bring on the chairlady them, the vice chairlady them, the secretary them, and 2 of the vibrant members them for come today. Make we all come learn, but some of the things that really happen in the community, and let us come and tell we waiting at the needs in the community. See the way we get for do with drugs, we get for do with financial hardship, all things where they happen at the community, where we feel say they need for come back to we and tell you. For as much as we work with them, we want for make we get opportunity, make we hear it from them. Not so we no more for them take development initiatives into them, but let them self they come to we and they tell we waiting at the various needs them, and then we as a foundation we work on them and see how we can bring transformation at the communities them.
Well, mina also come from Falcon Streets. Mina widow. I tell God thank you this foundation, Yenga Foundation, because that it do good thing in my life and the community, because where are they as widow and not maybe they support the beginning, but God so good in Yenga, the fair people in the community as widow they I gather them about now 75 widow they work get. So I thank you what Yenga Foundation what they do for me. The goodness open kiosks for me. It supports me with the ends on the day all the benefits. And that foundation day. We get vessel who they keep meeting with the small. What they around to share. So I thank you.
My name Fatima Tatoué. I dey Olaf community. Widow really. When this widow I don't benefit me. When they give me money, I do business, I buy markets, I sell small. Now they pay for my kid, they go school. And in 2 years, this all they by this widow now.
Well, for Yenga, the Basam Charity Foundation been same way so support single parents them and often picking them na Freetown where they go school for this academic year where then they can start, but because of time we will send Buna the full story on Friday inside our next program we use. So folks, message come inside before you go on first message come inside this one where this person also say dear we use we dey beg Papa government to the Salon police for make them go continue that next patrol team where them get where be they because the thief dog and pants all about the country.
And as also this way answer we come out from Anti-Carola in a Brooklands Preparatory School na bufise where you soon not set to na moto na talk. If then they attack people in a net na different side of country. Who say next? I'm over the go attack when a question with Caroline ask. Well from Caroline in concern in the form of text message. We go to up the cutting down finally in this edition of the program where you spoken to una from broadcasting outside capital city Freetown. We say plenty thanks to all that and that take part in the production of this program. William Wise now produce the program. We will present the program. Me ankona Raymond Fox na my name. And we sense what say Angel not the fit God. Tata.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah. We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
the taxi driver,
the barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours.
It's our time again.
And this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
the greengrocer,
the teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
This light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown. We are proud of this place. We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey here from time.
Good evening and welcome to News Hour. Coming up in this edition, starts Sierra Leone appeals for support amidst a funding gap of $13 million ahead of the 2026 census. Former Vice President Sam Sumana describes as unconstitutional Clause 56B of the 2022 APC Constitution. And residents of Ribi in the Moyamba district fear that their village is on the brink of extinction. All these and more lined up in this edition of News Hour. Stay with us for the next hour. My name is Daphne Zainab Kamara. We begin News Hour with this public notice. The general public is hereby informed that the feast of Maulid ul-Nabi, or the birthday of the Prophet of Islam, will be observed on Thursday, 4th September 2025. Accordingly, Thursday, 4th September 2025 has been declared a public holiday nationwide. And now to our first story. Statistics Sierra Leone has assured stakeholders of progress in the preparations for the 2026 Population and Housing Census, but has raised concerns over significant funding gap that threatens the strict timelines required for the exercise. Let's join Christiana Kamara for more.
For the very first time, I have seen the government own this process hugely, and they are committing to it fast. And as I say to you, they are more committed to it. Notwithstanding, $30 million is no small cash. And need for us not to say, okay, in as much as the government is doing quite well, we have to be sure that we have to address these issues.
At a meeting of the Census Advisory Committee, the Statistician General and senior officials of Statistics Sierra Leone presented updates on the technical, logistical, and communication preparations already achieved. These included the procurement of servers, tablets, power banks, vehicles, satellite imagery, and a monitoring dashboard, as well as the establishment of district-level administrative structures. The Statistician General, Andrew Bob Johnny, emphasized the importance of transparency and inclusivity, noting that the census was at a critical stage, with training for nearly 700 field staff about to begin. Chairman of Statistics Council, Moses Williams, urged members to remain engaged despite the frequency of meetings. He said the forum was to inform and share their views as the census develops. The Chief Technical Advisor, UNFPA, Edward Talner, described the census as a national data ecosystem that will guide inclusive development planning. He reaffirmed UNFPA's commitments to providing both technical and financial support. While progress has been made in securing equipment and building administrative machinery, Deputy Statistician General, Statistics Sierra Leone, Lansana Kane, said that a funding gap of about $13 million still remains. He stressed that without timely support, there will be a risk of delays similar to those experienced in 2021.
So what remains is the human resource and also the financial resources. Because you agree with me that training 679 or 700 staff across the districts is a huge task, and it involves huge amounts of money.
It was highlighted that government has also stepped in at the right time, but the burden is heavy. They called on development partners to support them not only financially, but also through technical expertise, training of staff, and provision of equipment. Plans were set to be in place to commence training for 679 field staff across the regions within the next few weeks. SLBC News are in Freetown. Christiana Kamari reporting.
Former Vice President of Sierra Leone, Alhaji Chief Samuel Samsumana, has said Clause 56B in the 2022 APC Constitution does not fall in line with the country's 1991 Constitution. In his bid to become the APC presidential candidate, Chief Samsumana has therefore suggested to take the matter to the PPRC if the party fails to remove the 56B clause. He made this assertion during his Psalm 28 press conference, officially declaring himself as a presidential aspirant. Harold Williams reports.
We shall proceed. As I stand here, we have already tendered our documents and they are with the PPRC. We are waiting for them to invite us to go in. But if APC can't give me a card today, I will talk the case on.
The press conference was a platform mainly to narrate the former vice president's political career, including his expulsion in 2015. Chief of Staff to the former vice president, Brahma Michael Toure, provided the summary from Samsumana's 1962 birth in Kono to his education in Freetown and abroad before finally becoming the 2005 running mate as a businessman in the extraction industry. According to the former vice president, he had resolved as a second-generation APC stalwart to follow in the footsteps of his father, Chief Samsumana, to continue in the genealogy of leadership for what he described as the sustenance of the APC.
It's not some people's Congress. It's a Congress that defines the grassroots. It's a Congress or party that has shown from our forerunners of Shaka Province cities, wherein development came into this country irrespective of tribe, region, or ethnicity.
The former vice president said he had no cause for vilification or misgivings but would stand to ensure victory in the 2028 elections, and he would not yield to skeptics who say Psalm 28 is divisive to APC. Responding to questions, Alhaji Chief Samuel Samsumana said 56B of the APC 2022 Constitution was a contradiction to the 1991 Constitution and insisted that it is not too late for the ECOWAS court ruling to be adhered with by the government of Sierra Leone because the 1991 Constitution is superior to all laws and does not allow contravention. Clause 56B of the APC Constitution states that for a member to contest and be eligible to be voted for, that member must have been a registered, paid-up member of the party for a continuous period of not less than 5 years leading up to the date of the flag-bearer election he seeks to contest in. Alhaji Chief Samsumana said that despite his previous appeals were not attended, he had continued paying his dues, and his reinstatement into the party was a validation of his eligibility and his commitment to the amicable settlement of intra-party issues. His underlying message was for justice and transparency to prevail because peace is the foundation for development, both at party and national level.
That in the very constitution we are talking about, in Article 60E of that very constitution, makes it abundantly clear that they have the mandate to handle internal disputes within the party. And they said, we cannot pass the going to appeal court. I don't want to go court. But I have to say to you, since we have exhausted all remedies within the party, let me say to you all, I have resolved, and the entire membership of the Psalm 28, and my people that are with me nationwide, that we shall proceed to the PPRC to seek ground.
Ribi village in Moyamba district is not just struggling, it is drowning. To the people of Ribi, their future seems bleak unless urgent help arrives. The residents are now calling on government and NGOs to help prevent their community from extinction. And Rita Koka takes up the story.
A once lively Ribi village in Moyamba district is now being buried under heavy floods and endless layers of sand. The village's greatest enemy are not outsiders, but the force of nature itself, water and sun. Every year, the rains come down with flooding, washing away homes, swelling farmland, leaving families shattered. When the flooding subsides, what remains is a sand thick, heavy and destructive, covering the village like a curse. What should have been a home is now a graveyard of breaking houses, empty wall and shutting home. The community women leader, Hadama Conte, disclosed that the reoccurrence of short unfortunates in the community has made them to live in fear.
We are tired, we are weak. Our children cannot go to school because there are no teachers, no proper classrooms. The water we drink is not safe. Women die giving birth because the hospital is 20 miles away. We live in fear every single raining season, wondering if our houses will still be standing.
In a breaking voice, the village headman, Ali Sungu Conte, said they were tired as the situation has made poverty to tie them in chains.
We build, the floods destroyed. We build again and again, the sun buries us. Poverty has chained us. We are left with nothing but pain.
An elderly person bitterly said, the village is slowly vanishing.
Our village is slowly vanishing. The sand is swallowing us. The floods are chasing us away. If nothing is done, Libi will one day be gone, not because the people gave up, but because no one came to save us.
As things stand, the residents of the village are not asking for luxury. They are begging for survival, clean water, a healthy post, a school. For SLBC News, and it's a Korka reporting.
The Energy Nexus Network 10, in collaboration with Gold Sierra Leone, has organized a multi-stakeholder consultation on advancing local solutions for the blue economy. The dialogue focused on advancing local solutions to blue economy and building on the key resolutions from the UN Ocean Conference held earlier this year in Nice, France. Jonathan Turner has more.
The Energy Nexus Network 10 NGO serves as a regional hub for knowledge sharing and strategic advisory services, working to scale up and replicate community-led interventions across Africa. The event brought together policy makers, development partners, civil society organizations, and community representatives to discuss how Sierra Leone can design and implement scalable, community-driven solutions that align with national and global commitments. On ocean sustainability, Chief Operating Officer of 10, Paul Hillier, said the consultation marks a crucial step in ensuring that global commitments on ocean governance translate into tangible benefits for local communities, noting that the blue economy was not just about ocean resources, it was about people, livelihoods, and resilience.
One of those key outcomes is protection of marine areas. And here the government has a plan now to ban mangrove wood cutting, but then how do you give them alternatives? So we provide those alternatives, and so we want to showcase some of the pilots that we have undertaken in some of the communities, so to demonstrate that it's good to ban mangrove wood cutting, but it's even better when you ban and you give them alternatives.
Country Director of GOAL, James Riak, said they are in partnership with 10 to undertake practical interventions such as supporting sustainable fisheries, conserving mangroves, and enhancing livelihood opportunities for coastal communities.
Then it got, spoiled because there's no storage facility. What we do with 10 is to address that gap by providing, a sustainable power, electricity in terms of the solar system. We are here, where we are here is close to one pole, which is also another women fishing community where we are supporting those women. And we are also supporting them on financial inclusion and working on the value chain from the catch of the fish to the market. And there are a lot of stories, success stories that you can hear, when you talk to them.
Beneficiaries from coastal communities commended 10 and Gold Sierra Leone for their roles in skills development and capacity building. They praised the support received, particularly for its enhancement of livelihoods and reduction of post-harvest losses through improved storage and energy solutions.
Today they provide with me family, they bless them, they become and then give me money while they do business.
They support us with 4 panels of solar system and also the batteries, 2 batteries, and also a standalone freezer.
The consultation also created space for dialogue on linking community level implementation with national policy frameworks and Sierra Leone's global commitments on climate change and sustainable ocean management. Through initiatives like this, 10 is positioning Sierra Leone as a front runner in advancing a sustainable blue economy while tackling the adverse impacts of climate change. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
The Act on Climate Change Today campaign aims at returning the park to its natural glory. This week, members of the coalition and a cross-section of the Western Area community representatives were exposed to the most recent evidence to undertake their various roles as champions of the forest. The result was to ensure that the original forest boundaries are preserved and to stop illegal activities within the forest area in a shorter time. Harold Williams has more.
Western Area Rural District Council Hall was the venue for a capacity building workshop on evidence-based advocacy for ACCT members, designated Ward C officials, and village development representatives. Their objective was to reaffirm that the forest is in decline due to several forms of deforestation. As an interactive and evidence-based advocacy workshop, particular reference was made to the satellite imagery produced by the Asset Impact Monitoring from Space, which the World Food Programme is utilizing to monitor forest cover loss across the country. The updated 2025 report shows that for yet another year, satellite imagery has detected deforestation and land degradation on a wide scale in the Western Area, with clear encroachment into the gazetted Western Area Peninsula Forest, which became a national park in 2012. Ground truthing, spearheaded by the World Food Programme, included forest guards and members of the Act on Climate Change Today coalition to back up the satellite data with eye-level photo evidence. With the Western Area District Planning Officer represented at the meeting, the images were a confirmation of deforestation alarm signals, particularly in the hotspot areas such as Jono Bay, Kobawata, McDonald, Grafton, Mama Beach, Mortain, Tumbo, and several others. Act on Climate Change Today coalition members and focal persons from the Western Area communities expressed commitment to utilize such evidence in their struggle to conserve the Western Area National Park, while hotlines and electronic media platforms expand the advocacy to the entire population and beyond national borders.
A fire incident at Wallace Johnson Street near the bus station in Freetown has destroyed a whole building housing nearly 20 residents. The tragic incident on Monday, according to eyewitnesses, was caused by erratic electric supply to the area. Our intern reporter, Alwyn Roy Fox, filed in this report.
The latest fire incident on Monday night swept through the Wallace Johnson community very close to the central bus station and the Sierra Leone People's Party headquarters in Freetown, leaving behind a widespread destruction. The blaze, which started at around 7 to 8 p.m., destroyed homes that used to serve as shelter to physically challenge people, forced commuters and persons with disability to flee for safety.
This flame may be gone, but the impact still remains and it's felt.
An eyewitness, Ibrahim Sherif, said the fire incident was as a result of intermittent electricity power to the area.
Yesterday we were all together running our normal businesses as usual, and at around 7 to 8 p.m. all of a sudden we saw fire, but the fire was too heavy and suffocating.
The aftermath of the fire was an eyesore, especially for people living with disability, as many properties and shelters were destroyed. Aisha Kuruma, an affected person, is now calling on the government and other humanitarian organizations to come to their aid.
We are calling on all governments and charitable organizations to come to our help, as we are having nothing to start off with and schools are about to open.
Vice Chairman of the House of Jesus, an organization for persons with disability, Kelfala Kaba, said most of them slept outside with their families as a result of the fire outbreak. Most of the people that came to help us during the fire incident stole most of our properties and savings. The regional coordinator at National Disaster Management Agency, Henry Jaka, assured the victims that something will be done about the incident after a registration process to collect the information on those affected. Although no lives were lost, many of the affected persons, including persons with disabilities, remain stranded and are calling for urgent support to help rebuild their lives. For SLBC News Hour, Olinoy Fox reporting.
As Sierra Leone is set to usher in the Criminal Procedure Act 2024, which will repeal and replace the 1965 Criminal Procedure Act, the Sierra Leone Police has commenced a 3-day training to enhance the capacity of investigators on the new act, which is due to come into force in 2 weeks. The new act, authorities say, would address delays in investigations, court trials, and enhance justice in the courts. Suleiman Babatu will witness the opening of the training at the Police Wives Hall, Kington in Freetown.
It's been an act to repeal and replace the Criminal Procedure Act 1965.
It was an insightful opener as the Chief Minister, high-level legal luminaries like the former Chief Justice and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, and other senior police officials took to the podium to talk on the importance of the new act. As the new CPA repeals and replaces the old CPA, there have been significant changes. Its architect, former Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Brown Mark, explained the benefits of the repealed law, like simplifying procedures, capturing electronic evidence, reducing delay in investigations, taking off what was known as trial by ambush, and reducing congestion of minor theft cases in court or prisoners in jail, among others.
What we call deferred sentences, which is still big cases of young people wanting to go to study. Sometimes they fall in part of the law, but you don't want to spoil the chances for receive the scholarship. So you defer the sentence. If you're good behavior, receive reports from you. When you come back, you don't serve your sentence.
Repealing the old act after 60 years, Director of Public Prosecutions Usman Aikanu admonished the trainees to work jointly and harder to get investigations right before charging, not to manufacture evidence, and ensure they follow procedures. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Sayumba Senesi, described the event as a milestone in the improvement of the police service that would add quality to criminal investigations.
Investigation of any matter is not good, then definitely the prosecution is going to be as well not good. And that's why over the period, we have had a situation wherein the office of the DPO will say, you have to do A, B, C, and come back.
Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Cisse thanked the SLP and other partners for supporting the process in designing a people's-centered justice system. He said the training was important for the security sector, government, judiciary, and the people. The AG promised to take the training to departments in the justice sector and asked for a collaboration to formulate a package with expected outcomes in certain crime and procedures. Chief Minister Dr. David Monina Senge said repealing the old act to make the CPA people-centered was President Bio's dream before his appointment as Chief Minister. Being a country that occupies an enviable position in the World's Peace Index, he said they would continue to monitor the process to end especially delay in trials.
Police are expected to complete investigation between 3 to 10 days, and 10 days is for the real big offenses. The pre-trial proceedings for committal to take 28 days, 1 month before don't do that.
The training was to prepare the investigators so that they could meet the demands of the new CPA in executing their duty. The new CPA will become operational on the 16th of September this year. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babatue reporting.
Parents and pupils have called on stakeholders in the education sector to listen to the demands of teachers ahead of the new school year. This call came after the Conference of Principals of Secondary Schools and the National Council of Head Teachers issued a statement that school will not reopen on September 8th if the government does not adhere to their concerns. Our interns Memunatu Conte and Sulaiman Dumbuya put this report together.
September 8 is the government's proposed date for the reopening of schools for the 2025 to 2026 academic year. Few days to the proposed date, a seeming inter-disagreement between stakeholders in the education may deter the government's initial agreement for the reopening of schools. This disagreement becomes glaring when a press release from Conference of Principals of Secondary Schools and the National Council of Head Teachers requested for the government to pay school subsidies, reinstate teachers removed from the payroll, salary adjustments for promoted staff, and clarity on the curriculum for the 2025 to 2026 academic year. The release stated that if the need highlighted are not met, then schools will not reopen on the proposed reopening date. Since the publication of the press release, there has been mixed feelings among members of the public. Parents as well as pupils are now calling on the government and stakeholders in the education sector to address the concerns.
I want the government to consider the teachers because they are important in any developing countries. If teachers are not paid, it will reflect on our children. This will not tell well on our children, especially for those in the government schools. Many of them are eager to start school, and if the opening of school is delayed, teachers will be in a rush to complete the syllabus, which could affect the people's performance.
For make the syllabus squeeze the beginning for study, they're not going to do well this time.
Aliba Jallo is a school-going child and is among many children who is eager to start the next chapter in his academic journey. He expressed dissatisfaction over the situation and called on the authorities to settle the anomalies before the proposed date for resumption of schools.
I will not be happy because sitting at home is not encouraging. Going to school will help me learn and interact with friends. And education is the key to success. Therefore, I am pleading to the government to settle the concern of the teachers because they are parents too.
Because the teachers and themselves are parents just like we parents there.
The parents and students are hopeful that the concern of the teachers will be addressed to stop the possible delay of school's commencement.
You're watching News Hour live on Slbc Television in Freetown. We continue with more stories. As schools are set to reopen across the country this September, Some parents are struggling more than the others to send their children back to school. At the Old Works Compound, PWD, Pademba Road, a home for people with disability, most parents are raising their voices in search of support for their children's education. Our intern reporter Aminata Kama visited the community and put this report together.
In the heart of Pademba Road PWD lies the Whole Works compound, where plenty disabled parents lived in overcrowded housing conditions. As the new academic year approaches, these parents say they are unable to meet their children's basic educational needs. Many of them, like Sheka Kabo, shared similar stories. Although they are physically challenged, Sheka said they are passionate about giving their children a chance at a better life.
I have 2 children. I could not send the first one to school on time because of financial difficulties. I survived by begging on the street. I am pleading for scholarship for my children.
Esther Kanu, a mother of 4, explains how daily survival overshadows school preparation for the new academic year.
We need help to support our children's education. We may be disabled, but our children are not. They could be the future leaders of this country. We are appealing to government, NGOs, and humanitarians to help with school materials.
The Pademba Road Old Works compound has long been criticized for its poor housing and lack of basic services. For parents like Ibrahim Hassan Kuruma, their children need to have good education so that they can help them.
I have 2 children. One just passed the NPSC with an excellent result. I want to take her for admission to secondary school. I also need help to buy her school shoes, bag and other items, but I don't have the money.
As they continue to call on the government, NGOs and humanitarians for support towards their children's education, these disabled parents appeared hopeful that someone will hear their cry and step in to make their children's dream come true.
Passers-by and traders along Kisi Road and surrounding streets in Freetown have voiced deep concerns over the growing danger posed by broken and missing slabs, which continue to threaten lives and disrupt daily movement and business activities. Our reporter Esther Nene Kamara and intern Elizabeth visited the area and put this report together.
Broken and missing slabs along the street of Freetown have become a serious threat, exposing residents and pedestrians to dangers and also contributing to the destruction of drainages.
For years, residents, traders, and commuters along Kisi, Ross Road, and neighboring streets have been raising concern over the deteriorating slabs that cover major drainage systems in the area. What used to be safe walkways for pedestrians have now become dangerous traps, as some slabs are cracked, others broken or missing entirely, leaving holes that threaten the movement of pedestrians daily. Traders who depend on these areas for their livelihood said the condition has left many customers injured, while others who sell directly above the slabs have been accused of worsening the damage by placing heavy loads on them. Drivers too had been blamed for using the slabs as parking spots, which, according to residents, contributes to the destruction of the slabs.
People usually fall on these drainages, and most times cars enter into them too. This is really affecting our businesses. as sometimes customers are afraid to use this route. We are calling on the government to fix the slabs.
I
was carrying my business to the point where I sell. On my way, I fell on the slab and injured my foot. It is swollen as I am speaking now. The government should try and close these gutters.
Dear big Papa government, let Igbo can put and slap the house on a Kisi road.
Ahmed Darami, a passerby, accused authorities of negligence and demanding urgent intervention before lives are lost or left disabled.
Actually, because it's a risk to walk on these slabs because they are not in good shape. You will be walking and before you know it, you found yourself on the ground. This is really dangerous, especially at night when there is no street light on the road.
Lights, the place keep dark. So like a very dangerous Shiriwaka, and I don't actually see few people from.
Commuters said despite repeated promises of repairs by authorities, nothing tangible has been done, leaving them to battle with the daily threats of accidents, injuries, and even potential fatalities.
For example, this we were planted for them like Kisiro, they broke it.
Sometimes back at Kisi Road, my wife fell and broke her leg. Also, the wife of my landlady's brother broke her legs as a result of the broken slab. Until death, she was unable to use her legs properly. I think traders selling on the slabs and drivers parking their cars are contributing to the destruction of these slabs.
Not support for this one because that slab and for let people then pass. I made it because it's a construction worker they do.
Any net young girl, young boy, then they follow anybody.
Every day and night, people are falling on these lineages. It is really dangerous because most times people fall and break their legs. Few days ago, a lady fell and injured herself, and look at the mark on my forehead. We are appealing to the government to make these slabs.
Big Papa government, they allow them put help for we near dance street junction and over so Kisi Road.
As the cry for better slab system continues, all eyes are now on SLRSA and other relevant authorities to take swift action in restoring the slabs and safeguarding lives in the city's busiest commercial space. For Slbc, Estanine Kama reporting.
Still on road safety, the issues revolving road safety is becoming a concern every day as roadside guardrails meant to protect pedestrians from speeding vehicles are falling apart and in some areas completely removed from their places. Our interns Emmanuel Williams and Nyalima Mosiri have been out and about in Freetown to look at the situation and compile this report.
The installation of guardrails along the roadside of especially the Central Business District was presumed to protect pedestrians and business people from speeding vehicles. Currently, from Abacha Street to Ferry Junction, many of the guardrails are either being removed or broken, whilst others are left lying on the floor perishing. They are perishing whilst pedestrians and business people's lives are currently presumed to be exposed to danger of speeding vehicles because of the absence of these guardrails. The current situation is marred by mixed feelings, and Aminat Saraman, a businesswoman, says the destruction of the guardrails is caused by vehicles. The containers using Abacha routes during the night hours are responsible for the destruction of the guardrails. Whereas Abdul Karim Kagbo, a businessman, and Amadou Kanu, a pedestrian, praised the installation of the Red Guard and how it has been a lifesaver for them. They, however, pleaded with the organization responsible for the installation of the guardrails for it to be reinstalled for their safe movement.
The guards have been helping us greatly, protecting us from accidents and allowing us to move freely. But now that most of them are no more, we are finding it difficult to move in the crowd and exposed to danger with the vehicles moving up and down. It was installed to protect pedestrians from accidents, but since it has been destroyed, pedestrians are facing so many problems like traffic congestions, accidents, etc.
Recording accidents because as a result of the congestion. So I suggest the government at least they can respond them back.
As city traffic continues to grow, maintaining roadside guards remain a collective responsibility. Repairing and maintaining these guards help reduce accidents. For Slbc News, Nyalima Mosiri reporting.
Well, from stories about road safety, now we focus on safety at sea. Passengers have raised concern over the deteriorating condition of the ferry running between Freetown and Lunge from the Kisi Ferry terminal. Our intern reporter Abraham Goto paid a visit to the ferry terminal and compiled this report led by Alwyn Roy Fox.
Tensions surfaced between passengers' claims and management assurance. Passengers voiced out over the ferry's deteriorating conditions, alleging that the ferry's zinc roof leaks during rainfall, leaving passengers exposed and raised questions about the maintenance standards. However, the manager of the Freetown terminal swiftly countered that claims, stating that while minor issues exist, proactive steps are being taken to address them. Mohamed Conte, a regular passenger on the ferry, allegedly said that when it rains, the roof of the ferry leaks, and he also spoke about the safety of the ferry, saying that when it rains, the ferry sometimes gets stuck at sea.
The block, the sea, and the middle of the sea.
When it rains, the ferry normally gets stuck at the sea, making it unsafe for us to cross, and the government needs to get new ferry for the terminal.
Another passenger, Aminata Darami, said that she has been using the ferry as a means of transport as she's based at Lunge, and when the wind blows, the wind brings the rain into the ferry.
The only challenges is that the way the car would breeze, the water they can inside plenty and the people like usually soak.
I am calling on the government to bring more tarpaulins to cover the edges of the ferry to prevent the wind from bringing water towards the ferry.
Then go able to help the tarpaulin, they let them be able to make enough so that when they can, the water not be able to enter too much.
The head manager of the Freetown Terminal Sierra Leone Port Authority, Joseph Austin Johnny, said that there is an ongoing maintenance on the ferry. He also talks about the safety of the passengers, saying that he has put on strong active security measures and passengers' property are now secured.
Had it not been good work in administration of the ferry, there could be no ferry in operations. Don't forget, we have 2 ferries actively operating here, and we are talking about very old facilities. Assuming we talk about Afripex. Afripex came when Tijan Kaba was alive, was still the president, when Libya offered us that ferry. We talk about over 20 to 30 years, and we still maintain the seaworthiness of Afripex.
Well, now to our segments, and we start with the business update.
Welcome to the business update. I am Aminata Fofana. J Market, located in the eastern part of Freetown, is one of the busiest trading hubs in the city, attracting thousands of buyers and sellers daily. It also serves as a major point for commuters traveling to other towns. Despite its importance, traders and customers say they're struggling with several challenges that make business difficult. The traders and buyers at Dewey markets are urgently calling on the government to provide a more spacious and organized market space. Here is Aminata Bangura with the details.
The Dewey market, though small in size, is heavily congested with little to no space for free movement. Traders are cramped into tight corners, and buyers often struggle to navigate the narrow, overcrowded passages. During the raining season, the situation worsens as the area becomes muddy and slippery, making it dangerous for both traders and customers. One of the major concerns raised by traders is the absence of basic facilities such as toilets. Fatmata Kabo, a food seller who has been trading at Dewey markets for the past 8 years, lamented on the lack of sanitation.
Toilet nowadays, if one wet, like a woman a Muslim, past time for prayer.
Whenever we want to use the toilet, we have to wait until it's time for prayer so we can use the mosque facilities. We were promised a proper market, but up to now, nothing has happened.
Then we say for can build markets for we, but we don't see that yet.
Fode Mohamed Conte, a meat seller, highlighted the negative impact of relocating from street sales to the confined market space. He continued that before, they are known for selling on the streets outside the markets. Even people passing with cars will stop by and buy meat to them.
All man be don't sabi for the Nayanda Ude. The Nayanda must carry pass the sea.
Since we entered the market, we have lost a lot of customers because some of them don't know where we have moved to. The shift has resulted in slower business and increased spoilage of goods, as fewer customers are willing to navigate the crowded markets.
Because we don't get place now. We not place one, so this who did it. All man they know for sales. This
Traders describe the market as increasingly cramped and difficult to operate in. Aisatu Jalo, a fish seller, expressed her frustration with the lack of space.
So the market tight, really. The two they strain at the market.
The market is so small and tight. One can hardly pass without touching another. And even the place we are selling now, we are told we can move here at any time because it is a passage for vehicles.
How long to right now? It's in a roadside. So they say, I need to go for move here.
Customers are also feeling the pressure. Maria Tukanu, a regular customer at Dewey markets, said the cost of goods has risen sharply. She continued that things were a bit cheaper at the markets before, but now they are expensive. She appealed to the government to help regulate prices, especially for low-income families who are struggling to make ends meet. Traders and buyers at Dewey markets are urgently calling on the government to provide a more spacious and organized market space. They hope for improved conditions and support to secure their livelihoods and the future of one of Freetown's busiest markets. SLBC News, Aminata Bangura reporting.
Many thanks, Aminata Bangura, for those details. That's the business update. I am Aminata Fofana. Thanks for watching.
Up next is the entertainment update.
Hello and welcome to your exciting entertainment news with me, Abdul Masare. In this edition of Entertainment News, Aisat speaks about her freestyle song, Welcome to Sierra Leone. Famous releases new song titled No Pressure. And of course, Kelvin SL and Samza set to release their new song titled Vex. Now, Aisat, a Sierra Leonean born based in London, is an Afrobeat singer and has been dropping classic songs back to back under the Witchman Records, among which is the Welcome to Sierra Leone.
Some loving, want some money, love in knocking, want your body, welcome to Sierra Leone, me I go fast.
the song is fantastic indeed, and keep it up, Aisat. Aisat had an interview with the SLBC's entertainment desk and explained the concept behind the song.
I think the song you're referring to is Welcome to Sierra Leone, which is just really a fun song about celebrating the different cultures, tribes in Sierra Leone. I came about the idea from just really wanting to, as I said, celebrate all that Sierra Leone has to offer. Well, obviously I couldn't express all of that in just one song, but I just picked out a few things that certain tribes were known for and just decided to put it in a song and just really celebrate Mama Salone, because I love Mama Salone. We all love Mama Salone.
She also spoke about how she started her career and what motivated her to pursue it.
My journey into music started at church. It's quite cliche because I feel like a lot of musicians start at church. But yeah, I started singing at church. I was so shy. I grew up being such a shy girl. I'm actually still quite shy. But a lot of people, when they meet me, they're like, no, you're not a shy person, but I'm really shy, guys. So yeah, I started at church. My auntie kind of pushed me into singing in the praise and worship team, and from there I feel like that kind of prepared me for all the things that are now coming my way and are yet to come my way. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, auntie.
Now, the young star has released a new song titled Chica. The song shows her dedication to produce classic songs for her fans. Her social media handles shook when the song dropped, and now fans are heavily reacting to the song.
Beautiful chica, my heart is for you. Come here, we go Costa Rica. We go Costa Rica. Nothing feels better than where I did with you.
Wow, the song is fantastic indeed, and keep it up, Aisat. Well, to continue with music, Famous, a seasoned sensational artist known for his inspiration and conscious songs, has dropped a new song titled No Pressure. The song, which has been out for days, has already made waves on the internet, gaining over 16,000 views on YouTube and more in other social media platforms.
Nothing on the pressure me. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. No, 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 no. No pressure. No pressure.
Classic song indeed, as the others have always been. Keep it up, Famous. And finally, Kelvin SL, an uprising star, has featured Samza on his new song titled Vex, which has been set to release in no time from now. Fans and music lovers anxiously await the release of the song. Samza took it on his Facebook page by saying, "New song alert, Kelvin SL XD part drops soon." Wow, we can't wait to see the release of this new banger indeed. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Entertainment News, and I've been your presenter, Abdul Mansari. Bye bye.
Well, let's join the international news desk for the latest update on the international news scene.
This is the international news with me, Esther Suzanette Bassi. Xi, Putin and Kim show united front at huge Chinese military parade. The leaders of China, Russia and North Korea have appeared in public together for the first time in a show of solidarity at a massive military parade in Beijing. President Xi Jinping said the world faced a choice between peace and war as China unveiled a huge arsenal of weapons with a global reach to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. The display was not just a look at where China has been or how far it has come. It was a showcase of where the country is going. President Xi welcomed Kim with a long handshake, then moved on to greet Putin, before all three walked together to watch the parade. President Xi inspected thousands of soldiers from different branches of the Chinese military who had gathered on Chang'an Avenue. At least 30 people have died and more than 354,000 have been affected by heavy rains and floods in the North Indian state of Punjab. Authorities have declared all of the state's 23 districts flood hit after rivers and reservoirs swelled to near danger levels. Some 20,000 people have been evacuated from low-lying and flood-affected areas, with hundreds of relief camps set up to provide shelter and essential facilities to the affected families. Punjab is often referred to as the food basket of India and is a major source of agricultural production, particularly of staples like wheat and rice. The government says there has been extensive crop damage on some 148,000 hectares of agricultural land, which has been submerged underwater. A quarter of Punjab's 30 million people depend on agriculture, raising immediate concern about rural livelihoods. United Nations peacekeeping missions are facing significant financial pressure as United States budget cuts could limit the ability to protect civilians in countries like South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. US President Donald Trump last week unilaterally cancelled $4.9 billion in foreign aid already approved by Congress. This includes more than $800 million dedicated to international peacekeeping operations. The US accounts for close to 27% of the UN peacekeeping budget, making it the largest financial contributor, ahead of China and 18.7%, Japan 8%. Earlier this year, the White House proposed to eliminate Washington's contribution entirely for 2026. Donald Trump has drastically reduced foreign aid since he came back in office, a decision that is expected to have disastrous consequences for health and development worldwide. In high-profile corruption crackdown in the Democratic Republic of Congo, a top court has sentenced former Justice Minister Constant Mutamba to 3 years of forced labor after convicting him of embezzling $19 million in public funds. The money was intended for a prison construction project in the country's north. On Tuesday, roads around the Court of Cassation in Kinshasa were barricaded and security forces deployed in anticipation of unrest. The court ruled that Mutamba acted with the intent of illicit enrichment and bypassed legal procedures. Mutamba, who resigned in June, had pleaded not guilty. His lawyer Joel called the verdict unjust. The former minister, a 2023 presidential candidate, once campaigned as an anti-corruption advocate. This case is seen as a key test in Congo's ongoing battle against deep-rooted corruption. Well, that's end the international news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Esther Slbc. Thanks for watching. Continue to stay glued.
And now to a news hour, the main points again. Ahead of the 2026 Housing and Population Census, Statistics Sierra Leone has appealed for support amidst a funding gap of $13 million. Former Vice President of Sierra Leone has said that Clause 56B in the 2022 APC Constitution did not fall in line with the country's 1991 Constitution. In his bid to become the APC presidential candidate, Alhaji Chief Samuel Samsumana has therefore suggested to take the matter to the PPRC if the party fails to remove the clause. And residents of Ribi in Moyamba district have expressed fears that their village is on the brink of extinction. Well, that's all we can share in this edition of News Hour. Thanks for joining us. My name is Daphne Zainab Kamara. Good night.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened. Because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Today is Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, the 3rd of September 2025, and it is a pleasant morning and a good welcome to your program. Good morning, Sierra Leone, the program that always starts your day. I am Sheku Smaila.
And I am Esther Sako.
Well, our quote of the day comes from Lawrence Kudlu, and it says, there should be tough border security. Yes, there should be foolproof ID cards with biometrics for social security and developmental purposes. Well, coming up in this edition of the program, Good Morning, Sierra Leone, Minister of Internal Affairs, Mori Lengo, updates the public on recent security updates, including Yenga issue. And a former chairman of APC Transition Governance Committee, Alfred Peter Conte, speaks on APC's current status ahead of lower level elections. All these are more lined up in this edition of our program, Good Morning, Sierra Leone. We're reaching you from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation at the Broadcasting House near Englandville in Freetown. You can also be part of this program by sending your text to the number you're seeing on your screen, and you can also be part of us by joining our social media handles. Slbc.sl is our Facebook page. We are also on YouTube and other platforms. This is Good Morning, Sierra Leone, and I am Sheku Smaila. We're back, and the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from a broadcasting house near Englandville in Freetown. Well, in recent weeks, Sierra Leone has experienced a wave of security concerns, particularly in the eastern and southern regions. Districts such as Kenema and Kenema have been at the center of several unprecedented incidents, including rising tension along the Sierra Leone border and a number of reported armed robberies. In response, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Yenga, along with a team of officials and representatives from the ECOWAS fact-finding mission, paid a visit to the Yenga border to assess the situation firsthand and investigate the root causes of these developments. And shortly after their visit, reports emerged of gunshots being fired 3 times in total, triggering fear and panic among local residents. So what is the current state of affairs so far as security is concerned in the eastern and southern regions? What measures are being taken to address the growing concerns? Well, joining us here this morning is the Minister of Internal Affairs, Yenga, to provide updates on a variety of issues. Good morning, Mr. Yenga, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Sheku. Good morning, Slbc. Good morning, viewers.
Now, before going to Yenga, I know Yenga is very strategic because it has to do with the sovereignty, it has to do with the territorial integrity of this country. But let us come to Kenema, where no less a person than a clergyman, a priest, was murdered in cold blood. And then coming up to Bo, we saw an incident where the Nasit regional manager was manhandled. As we speak, he is hospitalized, and this is a very well-known situation. So far, as the man in charge of internal security, what are some of your findings?
The issues are worrisome and also concerning for especially the government and of course the people in the east and in whole. And we know normally during the rains we have a lot of crimes. That's the time really people perpetrate crimes, and that's what we've seen in the east and of course in Bo as well. But of course there are issues of intelligence, operational issues regarding the police, and there is need really for them to have more community involvement and engagement so that there could be trust, and also for people to work with them closely to ensure that they reduce crime and the fear of crime. So basically, in fact, I went to Bo and I engaged the leadership, the regional leadership, and I wanted them to assure me that they are doing everything possible to bring the perpetrators to book, and also to ensure that their safety, and working with the communities to engage the communities so that there will be improved security generally. Well, I'll give you some assurances. I'm happy with respect to what they said they would do, and I also prefer my own advice because as you may know, I was also a police officer before, and when I had a situation like that in Freetown, I brought in what we call the community safety volunteers. These are youths that we brought from within the communities. They were trained, they were vetted, and their character clearance were given with respect to people that they are of good behavior, and then they helped, so we were able to bring crimes down. So they also need to put same measures in place so that we have safety and security. But of course, we will also engage further security forces, including the military. There have been some investigations, some arrests have been made, both in Bo and in Kenema.
Okay, so
before, please, if I may, I also engaged the Inspector General of Police. He was away in South Africa, but as soon as he came, he's down in Bo and Kenema, so that he will also talk to the security services and especially the police and give them whatever support they need to make sure that they carry on with their mandates.
So were you able to find out what is the reason with regards to this rate of crimes, because it has become worrisome for residents not only in those parts of the country, even in Freetown? What have been your findings with regards to what's the reason for the high rate of crimes?
Well, there are several reasons, including, of course, like I said, during the rains, I mean, the thieves and armed robbers use that opportunity when people are sleeping at night, and there are less patrols because of the rains. And also, we have realized that there are some rogue elements within the police who are also either not performing their functions or they are colluding. So we're making sure that those are also weeded out and they are dealt with. So those are some of the issues that we have found out, and we are working assiduously to address them.
Now, Mr. Lengo, quite recently it was in the news that a certain police officer was dismissed, for robbery. I think in the Far East, in the West of Ura district, a certain name. That name actually appears to be very notorious, and he was dismissed. Now, this aspect of security giving way to conspiracy, as you have alluded to, at times it is a joint criminal enterprise. And if the police, who are supposed to be protecting us, are colluding with armed robbers to rob us, then it means it is a very serious concern.
It is, and it is really unfortunate. And that's why I've told the IGP they will be doing some recruitment. And I've said we have to make sure that people are properly vetted and ensure that those that we are recruiting are of good character and they will not turn their guns against our people. So it's a question of how people are recruited. But of course, police officers are people from the communities. They are Sierra Leoneans. Initially, they could be good people, but when they join and then they become bad. But the issue is that if people can help us to identify these bad eggs and we weed them out.
Now, this issue of protocol list, I think that is one thing also Ghana is grappling with, especially during the past regime. Protocol list, by what I mean, list coming from influential people. Persons with who are politically exposed, persons with influence and affluence, influencing recruitment, and the forces. I think that probably might have been the reason, or among reasons for some of these things. Criminals probably who we are serving as marshals or as civil militia during their campaigns are now brought in to be employed, and in the process, the wrong people are employed. Don't you think that might be one of the reasons for us having now armed robbers in our forces?
Yeah, it could be. But that was before I became minister, probably. Yeah, but then I have insisted and I've told the Inspector General of Police that the new recruitment will be different. I mean, it's going to be on qualification and on good character. So hopefully we'll try to address that issue that way.
Okay, so let's talk on the Yenga issue. So would you confirm reports that are going around that shots were fired when your delegation went to Yenga?
No, after we had left in the night, 2 a.m. of Saturday, but we went there on Friday, not when we were there. But when our commander on the ground inquired from the Guinean contingent commander in Yenga, said it was misfire, it was small arms. But we think that these are just excuses. I mean, they're doing that to intimidate our people. But when we were there, no guns were fired. And I've also heard people saying, oh, we are blocked and all that sort of thing, you know, from getting to Yenga. And that's not true. Because if I may just go back to how it happened when we went with the ECOWAS team. You know, His Excellency, the President, is now chair of the authority of ECOWAS. I mean, it has been that decision by the authority for the Yenga issue to be resolved diplomatically and peacefully. So the ECOWAS Commission sent a fact-finding team to come on the ground. My colleague minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, would have actually accompanied the team, but unfortunately he was out of the country on an official assignment. So I was asked to accompany the team to Yenga. So we went and they wanted to talk to the affected people, stakeholders, and any other person they had identified. And I was there to facilitate that, to ensure that they have unhindered access to people, places, and information, because it's a fact-finding mission. So when we were there, they requested to go to Yenga because it's much easier to get to Yenga from Kwendu than from Guinea. But then whilst we were there, our own contingent commander had asked the contingent commander in Yenga to see if he could allow the team to go to Yenga. He said yes initially. But when we went to Kwendu, on our way to Yenga, when we reached Pingo Bengu, where our military is deployed, he changed his mind. So they had no choice but to observe Yenga from that position. And we also went to Sokoma, which is high rise, from where you can see into Guinea and also Yenga itself. So they made their observations, they did their interviews, talked to whoever they wanted to talk to, especially the chiefs, you know, the affected communities or people. And then we came back. So they're going to put their report together. But they told us they will talk to the Guineans so that they will go to Guinea and then see if they could use come to Yenga from the Guinea side. But of course, in that case, they have to cross the river. But let me just put some of the issue of Yenga in context. You know, where a lot of people have some misunderstanding of Yenga. Yenga is a small village, a fishing and farming community. It's about 3 square meters. That's like when you put 3 football fields together, you know. So, and inhabitants of not more than 500. I mean, those who are displaced now about 416 people. So, but they're most of them in Kwendu, in Sokoma, or in Bengu. So that's basically what happened. But you know, the way sometimes I hear it's being portrayed.
Okay, Mr. Minister, we'll come to you. I will come to you. We'll come to you later. You know, because this is about sovereignty. It's about our territorial integrity. Even you know, like you just said, it's just a an equivalence of a free football fields. Yes, it is our territory. If you Google where Yenga is, it is in Sierra Leone. We'll come to that. But then we have to go to someone else.
Well, continue to stay with us on the program. We'll move on to another issue. As the main opposition party, the All People's Congress APC prepares for its upcoming lower level elections, former chairman of the APC Transition Governance Committee, Alfred Peter Conte, one of APC's trustworthy party member before, during and after the 2018 elections, have been actively engaging with young people involved in drugs across Freetown, including his party members. What's the reason behind this outreach? Why is this engagement with vulnerable youth important at this time? To help us understand more about the initiative and what it means for both the party and the wider community, I've been joined in the studio by Alfred Peter Conte. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you for having me. The question.
It begs the question.
Yes.
The reason for engaging such people.
Well, to be honest, if you have the humanitarian mindset and you plight the streets of Freetown on a daily basis, you see people on the side of the road, helpless, dying on a daily basis. I think one particular day, 5 people died. You mean from east to west? Because coming from the west, I saw one dead body around Godrich, and I saw another one around Lumley. And some people came to my office and said on their way here from the east, they saw 3 dead bodies. So just this little area, you're looking at 5 people died on the street because of drugs, because of things like that. So as a humanitarian, you want to put things into perspective. You want to see how you can make things better, you know. If you listen to Phil Collins, you know, he said, for you and I, it's another day in paradise. But think twice. Think about the people that are suffering. Think about them, you know. So it's based on those things I feel like we're letting the people down. This is serious. You're talking of people dying on the street. These are somebody's brother, somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's uncle, somebody's aunt. So these are people. They're not just, you know, I mean, let's pay attention to that.
So are this set of people connected to the APC having its upcoming lower level elections that you've decided to engage this set of people?
Well, I'm engaging them. You know, you have to sensitize the people, give them hope that there's something coming. All right, the APC party is a government in waiting, whether you like it or not. You know, we know there are quarters that says this group will never come to power. I want to say that's not going to happen. The APC will galvanize and come to power. But what's moving me, you know, the lower level elections that everybody is talking about, it's to me still umbra. All right, it's something needs to be clarified. We all know that there are legal matters in court, and we look at violation of Article 7 of our Constitution. If you came to your people and you made pronouncements from the top level of the de facto executive that, hey, we won this election, you know, but we're just going to move on. So that means you're in violation of the very Constitution. One of the reasons you're in charge, the executive, your job is to secure women, you know, and you won.
Mr. Conte,
yes.
You know, you are known, you know, for court matters. You are known for challenging, you know, issues, especially when it comes to your party, taking your party executives to court. Now you're here again, and the APC is preparing for its lower level elections. In fact, the rules are soon to mature, because as we speak right now, it is with the PPRC, the body that regulates political parties in this country. Moving forward, in the first place, let us, you know, lay a premise here. What is your relationship with your party, especially the executives, the current executive members?
Well, in the APC, we're all comrades. That's the first thing. We're all comrades. So on that line, that's the only, what do you call it, relationship that exists. You said the current executive.
Yeah.
By the way, the current de facto executive. I know I was introduced as the former ITGC. Legally speaking, I am under interlocutory injunction. So legally speaking, okay, legally speaking, in a country where the law is really blind, I am the chairman. Because the mandate that was given to me says I should take the party to the first National Delegates Conference. And in the process, another judge of equal competence, okay, after 9 months, injuncted me and allow a group that was basically an ad hoc, whose mandate expired already, to take the party to convention. So legally speaking, there's a problem.
But the thing is, Mr. Conte, you're talking about, you're questioning the legality of this current executive. But, mark you, that convention in McKinney was a court-ordered, convention, which means the court gave orders for that convention to be held. Remember, there was a stalemate. In fact, even on the day for the convention itself in McKinney, there was a statement until that court ordered, the court ordered about the convention should go ahead, and it went ahead. So if he can now tell me that in fact this current executive is a de facto executive, then it means there is a problem. And they are the ones who are, they are in their office, they are the ones who are going to probably organize the lower level elections, and probably even, I know that I think independent body has been formed for the convention, the National Delegates Convention. Don't you think what you are saying is like to also indicate that you said the APC is a government in waiting? Do you think with all these issues, because you might go to court, don't you think that will hinder your chances of becoming or of forming the next government?
I'm in court already. Like I said, I'm injuncted. I'm under interlocutory injunction. So I'm under an injunction. I'm in court already. Should the injunction be lifted, then, it's a different situation. So let's put that into perspective. It's not like I'm going, this guy is going to go to court. If the need arise, I said it in the past. If the need arise, we need to, because one way to build this country is to have respect for the law. All we do here, what we're seeing is circumventing the laws, doing something. Nowhere in the world would this thing happen that's happened to us, wherein one high court judge gave a verdict, gave orders, and we're in the process of executing it 9 months later, which means all statutory requirements or rights to halt that verdict or that judgment expired already. I think you have up to 90 days.
Now, let us know the hierarchy, the hierarchical status of the court who gave that order for the 2022 convention to go ahead. The hierarchy of the court. You said High Court, right?
Yes.
So which court actually gave, in terms of hierarchy, the order for that convention to go ahead?
It's the High Court.
High Court.
One High Court judge gave us the mandate to move, and this same group, the de facto, went, manipulated the judiciary, went to another High Court judge, and another High Court judge injuncted us. You understand? This is serious. In law, they use what they call precedents. So this is a bad precedent we're setting, which means if you had a case and the judge gave you verdict, right, that this is your land, and he wants to pass through it, like access to his house, and this judge said no, you have no right to go through, and you went to another judge, right, and the other judge say you have right to go. That's what
we'll come to the merits and demerits of that particular case, because at times judges are very clever people. They look at the situation and they give judgments. Yeah, we'll come to that.
Well, we go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us as we go for a break.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available brown gold natural cocoa powder, sunny gold brown sugar, meat fufu flour, shito, pisa and moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Nkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
Welcome back. The program you're watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, and you can be part of the program by sending a text message to the number displayed on your screen, and send your comments on our Facebook page at slbc.sl. We still have the Minister of Internal Affairs, Mr. Mori Lengo. Let us bring you in. Before we left you and went to the next guest, we were speaking on the fact-finding mission that you went on to do at Yenga. So let us know how far are we with regard to this Yenga issue, because people in Sierra Leone are worried about this Yenga issue that's been dragging on for the longest time. So during your fact-finding mission, what were some of the things that you were able to take out from the mission that you went on?
Like I said initially, I facilitated the movement of the fact-finding mission. We've spoken to those they wanted to talk to. They've taken notes. They've done their observations. They will go back and do their report. So I can't give any report for them. But as far as we are concerned, as a government, we want this issue resolved quickly, urgently, and diplomatically. Because I come from that area as well. I'm part of the people. I'm Kisi myself. So we are directly, or I am directly affected. But indeed our people, or my people, say they want a diplomatic and peaceful resolution. Because they've tasted war, they have suffered before, they do not want to go down that lane again. Because God forbid if there is any fighting, I mean even the people in Kwendu will be displaced, people close to Kwendu that will be displaced, and of course they will come to Kailam as well. And I mean nobody wants that for now. So since we have tried in our own way, to engage our brothers and sisters in Guinea, but it's still difficult. The Mano River Union has come in. I mean, we're now going to ECOWAS.
So what is inside them? Because according to the map of Sierra Leone, when you look at Yenga, it's in Sierra Leone.
Definitely.
Where does the problem lies?
Maybe you need to ask them that question. Because what we observe and what we think is happening is because of trade. It's a trade route, and Yenga is like the point from where people cross over to Guinea. So all the goods and everything, and the military there are levying tax on the goods that are going across, and they are benefiting a lot from that. And when you look at it, I think strategically also, like I said, from Yenga, the next big town in Guinea is Dongowa. It's just across the river. So you can start from the river or the bank in Yenga, and then you see Dongowa. And they have a military garrison. Or my assumption is that they are afraid that if we are there and our military is there also, I mean, they could easily attack. So those are probably two of the reasons I think they don't want to get out of.
Now, Mr. Lengo, this Yenga thing, keeps on dragging, and it seems as though these Guineans, are not willing to let go
easily,
based on all the antecedents. Because I know that there was this a gentleman's agreement. I mean, the Kwendo Declaration in the days of President Ahmed Yankaba in Kwendo, in the presence of 3 big allegios. I mean, our president was there, President Abad late, the then Guinean Prime Minister was there, and the interim president of Liberia, I think Julie Bryant also, was there when that declaration was made. And it was made categorically clear that Yenga indeed is Sierra Leone. And there have been several other, engagements wherein they have accepted that Yenga is Sierra Leone. But nothing seems to be happening. In fact, the Guineans still argue about that 1912 agreement between France and the Great Britain on the status of Yenga, especially when it comes to that river Makona. That is where the Guineans are holding that, oh, yes, Yenga is Sierra Leone, but that river belongs to them. And apart from that, I was there as a field reporter. In fact, I covered that event. We went first to the crossing point where the Guineans were bitterly arguing that, in fact, they brought a very old map. At that time, the army chief of this country was General Bouman. The Minister of Internal Affairs was George Banda Thomas. I was there as a field reporter. So this thing, it is confusing, and there is no willingness on the part of the Guineans to let go. That is just the fact. Diplomacy, yes. I know all of you are just playing diplomacy, but the fact remains that the Guineans are not ready to let go. That is just the fact.
Well, yes, you may be right. The issue is we have taken a position based on what our people are also advising, that we pursue the path of diplomacy. Maybe some other considerations, maybe going to court or whatever, like some people say, would come later. But for now, we think diplomacy is still the best. We'll build up our case, and if it comes to issue of litigation, then definitely we'll pursue that. But we still believe that that's the best way to go. But I don't know, Sheku, if you have any advice other than for now.
No, I prefer.
What do you prefer?
No, I prefer diplomacy to violence. Okay. I prefer diplomacy.
So you are in agreement.
Now, if diplomacy fails, what I would advise is that you take the legal actions.
Okay.
You have the ECOWAS court. Now, the advantage now is our president is the chairman of the authority of ECOWAS heads of state and government, and you are the Minister of Internal Affairs and a man from that particular, geographical area of this country. So it means extra efforts should be made, because if we miss this opportunity now, it will take a very long time also. Yenga was supposed to be a buffer during the war, because the argument by the Guineans at that time was that RUF was crossing over to Nongoa to attack, to loot, and all the rest of it. The reason they said, okay, we are coming in to create a buffer, and this buffer now has become a permanent stay. So what do you think?
Well, you've also endorsed what we are saying and what we are doing. But you want to say that the efforts that we have made, even bringing the ECOWAS team, is not enough? Is that what you're telling us?
But even the ECOWAS team had a hindered access. You stopped at Sokuma, and this other place, Pengu.
But I've told you the mission came for Sierra Leone to do their fact finding first from Sierra Leone before going to Guinea. But when they were in Kwendu, they wanted to use the opportunity to get to Yenga from Sierra Leone. So let us be patient. They will go back, they will do their reports, and then they will submit it to the authority of head of states that have given them the assignment and see what can be done. You know, we, like I said again, we do not want to go to war with Guinea over Yenga. We are brothers and sisters, and initially when the war started, like you said, it came to help us, and they are now refusing to go. But when we needed them, they came. But that's why they say sometimes, I mean, when you had your war, we came to help you. Now you want to push up as if we did nothing.
But that doesn't mean they should take over our land.
Of course. I mean, that's no excuse, and I totally agree with you. But then in the circumstance, what do we do if we don't pursue and vigorously continue to pursue the diplomatic path? Okay. We go to war when, in fact, a lot of countries, that's what they do. They go to war, but then after the killings, after destruction, everything, they go back to the diplomatic course, because that's the best, that's the most sustainable.
So are we accepting Dr. Lengo? Are we accepting that we are weak, we are vulnerable, we couldn't stand the test of time?
No, definitely not that. I mean, by the way, I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
Yes. So
yes. AIG Lengo.
Yes. I'm a lawyer.
A lawyer. Yes.